happening to you too.
Not again. We've had enough of the jingles.
What is that from?
It's like the NFL fucking theme song. And we're about to broadcast. Oh my goodness. Anyway, welcome back everybody to another episode of Polite as Fuck.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Where we're delusional here. We're going to dive right into it. You sent me a funny little voice memo, which I'm not allowed to send voice memos again, on some topics that you've discovered. And so I've been waiting to hear.
Yeah.
I need a background. I need deep thoughts. I need everything.
Let me share. I feel like when you're like walking around, it's just all the thoughts come to you and you're like, all right, I would love to talk more about this.
Yes.
The first one being peeing in public restrooms. And before I dive into my thoughts, I would love to know if you are, let's say you're at a gym and you need to go to the bathroom. How do you go to the bathroom?
Number one or number two?
Number one.
How do I go?
How do you approach the toilet?
I might be a little confused by the question. Hello, toilet. I approach it. God, straight.
How do you sit on it?
With my butt?
like you actually sit on the toilet seat?
It depends on where I am. Gym, yeah, I'll fully sit on it because I'm tired. I don't care. At the club, I'm hovering. Yeah, no, I don't really. Because I'm like, I like showers, so I'm not like bothered. But I don't put the paper thing on it.
Okay.
How do you sit on a toilet?
I just sit on the toilet seat.
Yeah.
I just sit down and go to the
Okay.
bathroom. The only place that I think that I hover is like the toilets at the beach.
Yes, where there's no
not
rain.
even there's not even a seat.
Yes.
It's just the metal, cold, freezing toilet.
And they're already so low to the ground anyway that it's like squatting isn't, you're not like really hovering where there's like a chance of splatter because I hate splatter.
Yeah. And usually like in the club, there's sometimes a little bit and I don't care. I'll wipe the seat and sit on it.
Yeah, also I'm...
or I'm not even present to be really processing what's going on. But I went to the bathroom today and it was like they had peed everywhere except in the toilet. Like there was pee all over the seat.
Ew.
And like around the toilet itself on the floor was wet. And I was like, how?
You sure you didn't walk into the men's bathroom?
No, I was in the women's locker room. And I went to the next toilet and there was pee all over that toilet seat. Not as bad, but I was like, what
is happening?
are people doing when they go to the bathroom? When you hover, I think sometimes it like drips a little bit.
But like to the point where you can all over where it's like on the floor and the
ew. I know. I'm like, maybe they were like standing straddling the toilet and like just
and what just has no control. I mean, it's not that big of a.
I don't know.
Interesting.
It's crazy. But I feel like if you are that averse to sitting on a toilet seat, you have to clean up after yourself. Yeah. That is disgusting.
Yes. I think, like, most of the time, like, if I do hover and there is splatter, what a weird... I hope you guys are liking this combo. Like, and there is splatter, I clean.
Yeah.
I'm not... That's gross. Yeah, just so quick. You're going to wash your hands anyway. I hope so. You better be.
Yeah. But I agree. I'm like, I'm going to take a shower later, so I'm just going to sit down. Yeah. Also, I'm not, like, touching the back of my thighs or anything. Or my privates. That's you. I'm not doing that. Definitely not in a public space. So anyway, just thought that was really weird.
Well, do you remember a few nights ago when our friend was over and he was saying, like, the question was like, you get $1,000 a month, but you have to go to the bathroom at a public spot or whatever. Yeah. I still say, you said yes to that, right?
Yeah.
See, I say no because I'm like, what about if you really gotta go and like every time every time you face that situation, like just pee on the seat, it's like someone else's shit, pee, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. But I feel like I would plan my toilets.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's some nice ones. When I was thinking about it, I was like, there's some nice bathrooms around us.
Yeah.
porta potties is another level. Like at a festival when you go in and you're like,
God.
how?
I know.
Like, are we not civil humans? Can we not just sit down and go to the bathroom?
Back in the day when weed was illegal, I would go to festivals and smoke in the porta potty because it was like the only place that I felt like comfortable. Because, you know, I just like don't like smoke. It was before I had any like cojones and could just like smoke out in the freaking open. And I would just like and now thinking back, I'm like, that's fully. Not only was I in, I can't
just
even
like hot boxing
just like a fucking porta potty. That's disgusting.
That is really gross.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, we can change the subject. The other thought that I had was men who train their dogs.
When you sent that, the images that were I could see exactly the kind of person. Okay.
So attractive.
Yeah.
Literally so attractive. There was this guy at the park, like, training his... I mean, it's usually, like, a German Shepherd or some, like, protector
Big,
dog or something. But, like, doing that, he's, like, standing in this pose. The dog came around, went between his legs. He's, like, petting him, throwing the ball. I'm like, you're taking time out of your day to train a dog. You have discipline. You care for something. Like, I couldn't even see his face, and I was like, this man is so hot.
I think we might differ.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, they're hot, but when I see... Maybe this is, like, my... I don't know. But when I see that sometimes, I'm like... Oh, you're so rigid. Like, I don't know. Like, I see that with dog training and, like, dog training people and, like, men. I don't know.
Maybe it's because I've never owned a dog. So I don't actually
Oh, no,
know,
they should be. I mean, I should probably train my dogs more, but, like, sometimes, like, when I see it, the, like, toxic in me... Wow, what? The toxic person in me is, like, look at you just trying to tell this animal what to do. Like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm like, I'm horrible. I don't know. That's, like, where my mind goes. And I also think they, like... When people take something so seriously, it makes me giggle. So when I see those, like, type of dog trainers, like, in the wild, I just, like, laugh a little because I'm like, I don't know, it's bad. This is bad thoughts.
I definitely think it can go to an extreme. But I feel like, for me, training a dog and being serious about, like, making sure they're obedient is different than, like, being hyper obsessed about, like, your macros and your food and not enjoying anything.
True. That's very true.
But
and,
I guess,
you're
like,
caring for a being. Like, it's
Yeah.
not yourself. It's, like, you're taking time for something else. That's very true. Because, like, a guy that's, like, has a well-trained dog that's, like, his buddy is hot. It's so sexy. I guess, like, sometimes seeing it is, like, indecent. I don't want to see it.
Do that behind closed doors.
Oh, gosh. That's funny. They are hot, though. Well, my two thoughts, they're not as fun as yours, but it was just something I was thinking of before we started that I might as well just say on here, because why not? First thing is, fuck natural deodorant.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't stand it. It doesn't work. And so I finally just got, like, fucking Degree or Dove or whatever, aluminum, plastered that shit on there, and let me tell you, I've never felt better. I just feel so great. I feel like I can raise my arms, I can do things, I can stretch and not care because I smell good. And things that are natural and then say, like, 72-hour odor-free, I'm like, you are a fucking liar.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought that I had found a deodorant that worked. And then I bought it again and now it doesn't work. It's like your body gets used to it.
Yeah, you have to like
something.
Constantly change it up.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is just I didn't have this issue when I was using all the chemicals. Yeah. Which, like, sure, I'm using all the chemicals, but I'd rather that than be sweating all the time.
And feel so uncomfortable. Like, when I think I stink, that's all I can think about.
Oh, yeah.
I can't engage.
Or you're, like, keeping your arms down, so then you're uncomfortable, and then you move, and then you smell yourself, and you're like, ah!
Yes, yeah. And when you work in a restaurant, when you're, like, passing out food and, like, wanting to talk to people, and there's, like, cute people that come in, I'm like, ew.
Yeah,
I need to smell good.
I think I'm over
it.
I would say send us Rex, but, like, honestly, I've probably tried it.
Yeah. And
I've even made my own.
Don't care right now.
I've made my own deodorant.
That's crazy. I can't. I would not. How? With what?
With, like
coconut
arrowroot
oil?
powder and coconut. Yeah. No, I have the ingredients if you want to try it.
I was going to say, what is that for? I used arrowroot before.
For natural deodorant. have
Fuck
this
it.
whole.
I have other things to worry about than worrying about the chemicals in my deodorant.
Well, and also, this is like really insensitive.
Says the girl that went off birth control, but that's fine.
Well, there's so many ways that you can get cancer, and I feel like the recency of cell phones and the lack of like research around it, like we're all probably like, I know that's an insensitive thing to say, but like there's so many
your
ways.
Butt pocket 100, like almost what 75% of the day.
If you sleep. When I was younger, I used to sleep with my phone under my pillow, like crazy stuff. And like, okay, if I have to wear deodorant that has some aluminum in it, I don't care.
Yeah, clearly I don't, because I feel so much better now.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And then the second thing I had to say is my eye has been twitching.
I hate that.
For days. I want to say like 4 days straight now. And I just, every time, just feel it, and I'm like, I'm going crazy. I'm like, I'm getting sleep. Is it stress? I don't know what it is.
Have you Googled it?
No, because it's probably going to tell me I have cancer, and I don't want to know that. So, I don't know. Those are my two thoughts. I just wanted to share with you.
That, when you get like a twitch.
It distracts me. Yeah. People will talk, and I'll like feel it, and I'm like,
you're like, can they see this?
I know.
Right now? Yeah. I hate when that happens.
Hate it.
Eye twitches. I had one where my upper lip was like twitching for like days. But I was staring at myself in the mirror, and it happened, and I was like, nothing's moving on the outside, but I feel it on the inside.
Oh, weird. No, I watched myself yesterday, and I saw it going. I'm like, oh my God. You're annoying.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but it's really distracting.
I know. The bodies are so weird.
Before this, we were having a full medical talk, and so we're just not going to get into that again.
Yeah,
because we are not doctors, and I have no idea what we're saying. Anyway, welcome to our brain. These are the thoughts that go on inside of them on a daily basis. This is like Ellie and I's end of day combos. Yeah. Just random things that go on.
It's like we opened our notes app and just like let it.
Mm-hmm. Let it out.
That sounded very like Gen Z. We opened our notes app. Yeah, you just had a brain and we're talking about what's in the brain. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today.
No, what are we talking about today?
I have become slowly a Reddit gal. No, I wouldn't say I'm a Reddit gal, but I've been going on Reddit more and more recently. It's just so fascinating to me what people post on Reddit, and like
they have no filter.
The threads that you can go down, and like it's crazy. But the relationship subreddit is what it's called, I learned. It's like people are posting like every 5 minutes, like crazy things that are going on in their lives, and I feel like we have some fun advice or interesting takes on things.
Yeah. So
we both found some posts.
Yeah.
They're not tweets. They're threads.
Posts. I would say posts.
On the relationship subreddit that we're going to give our advice on. And maybe you can relate to these people, and this is our take on how to handle the situations.
Which is going to be so much fun. So I found this kind of hard because when I was reading through some of them, me and my cynical ways, we're just like, break up.
I know,
break
literally.
Up. Break up.
I'm like, so why are you still dating?
I know. And I have to say, like, as I was closing out of it, my thought was like, if you are using this at all, then just break up. Like, your relationship isn't doing well. Yeah. Which I know is, like, horrible because I think it's just an opportunity for people to, like, get a different perspective. And not all of them were bad. I think some of them were like, I can relate to this in a lot of ways. But most of them I was like, oh, dear God.
Did you read any of, like, the responses that people had to
Oh, my God,
questions?
yes. Which I thought were almost as funnier, depending on how. I don't think I screenshotted some of them, but I can look back. But they're really funny. It's just like, wow, guys, come on.
Yeah. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I can go first. So what I like about this is it gives the ages. Because I think knowing the age and then knowing the scenario helps me form, like, a better way to, like, help these people.
Yeah.
So it says, my boyfriend, male 35, is proposing to me, female 30, with a cheap ring. We've been together for 5 years. My birthday is coming up, and while doing laundry, I found a receipt for a cubic zirconia silver ring. I know how I sound right now, and it's ungrateful and all of the above, but financially we are doing very well. It just makes me think he doesn't care and is always very cheap when it comes to me. His friend's birthday was last month, and his gift was well over $500 with so much thought. So you would see how that would make me feel. Also, I would like to add, I have no silver jewelry, and all I wear is gold jewelry, which I've bought myself, which makes me want to think that he doesn't care, and this is a shut up ring. My B-day is in 3 days. I love him and I want to be with him, but I can't help but thinking this is just a shut up ring. How should I go about this without sounding like an ungrateful brat? I've never heard of a shut up ring, and I feel like that needs to be quoted. Shut up ring? That's hilarious. Wow.
Please stop asking me to marry you.
Because I can I can see that, you know?
Yeah.
I think this is really tricky because I like gifts. Mm-hmm. And it bothers me when gifts are unintentional, because then why even get a gift in the first place?
Yeah.
And I can see how I don't necessarily resonate with this because I don't really care about weddings and proposals like that, but I can see how it would be a big deal for somebody. And if you were spending $500 on your best friend's birthday present, I don't think I've spent $500 on somebody. I've never in one go. Are you kidding me? That's insane.
That's a big gift.
And I understand how it can be frustrating, but I'm also again, feeling a little cynical and sassy and want to be why are you with this guy? If you were this frustrated about a ring that he's about to propose and you guys the intention is to be married forever and this is what you guys are getting hung up on, it just seems not a good start.
Yeah. I feel like she's spiraled really quickly, gone down way fast. Went from I saw he has a coupon to he doesn't even know that I like gold. This is a cheap ring. Made all these crazy assumptions.
Very quickly.
And the fact that she said he spent $500 on his friend's birthday. I mean, she also said that he is cheap with her. I don't know what that means. Yeah. She has other examples of
what the cheapness means.
That looks like.
Yeah.
But I feel like assuming the worst in the situation or in someone is probably not good faith in your partner.
Yeah.
If that's where you automatically go.
That's
so
very
it's
true.
Maybe a gut check of is this just me being negative and assuming when they have never proven that theory to be true?
Yeah.
Or is this always a thing that happens and now it's supposed to be our proposal, which is a big deal, and it's continuing?
Yeah, which is why I said I like the ages, because the guy is 35 and she's 30, and based on her, I don't know what I'm getting from her, she seems to be hung up on it. If she already thinks it's a shut up ring, then it's stop asking. If you already think that this is what it is, then maybe you should, like you said, back off and do a check. But I'm damn.
It sounds insecure. It sounds like she's he doesn't even want to get married.
She's in it for not the right reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, shut up, ring. That's fucking funny.
To me, I was reading about okay, I'm going to do a horrible job at explaining. But in the war or something to increase sales of diamonds in the war. You know that one?
I love when we explain things. I really do. It makes me so happy. Anyway, the war.
In that one war, they needed to increase diamond sales. And that's when they came up with that marketing ploy of 3 months salary or whatever it is. And they've just played off of that. But really, to me at least, a wedding ring, it doesn't matter if it costs that much money.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would like it to be, something that I would want to wear. A ring that is thoughtful. But I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah. And I don't care what it is. I don't even really like diamond anyway. I think an amethyst, which is, my birthstone, or, something. I've always wanted a black ring. Because, that'd be fucking awesome. You know,
Yeah.
that I think means more. And also, like, cubics are, like, lab made. I think this is something that's, like, being talked about right now. But, like, I don't think that matters, even if it's, like, fake or not.
Is that what that means? I had no idea what cubics are.
I think it's just, like, a fake
diamond.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm like, that doesn't... If that is something that matters to you, then maybe you're just not compatible with this person.
Also, isn't there, like, so much, like, sketchy shit that happens with real diamonds?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes, that's, like, horrible. And mining it. Anyway, you never know. But it just seems like if you already know how much you spent, your friends, your boyfriend spent on a gift, and you're, like, keeping track. If you're keeping track of, like money already causes so much issues that if you're already like, oh, well, I've already spent this, and you've only spent this, like, it's not, evening out. I'm like, oof,
just in for a long road.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Very.
Well, my first one, it's a 25-year-old male and a 23-year-old female. And it says, my girlfriend of 5 years hasn't introduced me to her family and gets uncomfortable with PDA around people she knows. Why? Which is really interesting. And I was like, break up. That was my first reaction. But then I read more. And they've been together for 5 years, had their ups and downs, blah, blah, blah. The relationship is healthy. But she grew up Jehovah's Witness. He's no longer in the church. But anytime she's around her family, from the way it sounds, like, he doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. For me, I'm like, she has a lot she needs to work through on, like, setting boundaries and, like, where she stands. But I understand why she might do that. I didn't grow up in that religion, but from what I know, like, you can't marry outside that religion, or you shouldn't. And, like, she probably just doesn't want to lose relationship with her family, but she also really loves you and wants to be with you and doesn't know how to, like, make that work.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the advice is.
I think, like, I don't know. This is why I like having these deep conversations really early on in a relationship, which, like, sometimes kind of backfires because it makes you dive in way too quickly. But I think, like, people just need to say what it is their, like, end goal is. Because if she's trying to stay with her family and have that relation, like, she needs to have that conversation. But if she's like, I am trying to steer clear from that way of life, I don't introduce you because it's uncomfortable for me, I'm trying to, like, find someone to build a life, like, our own life with, and, like, our own traditions and shit like that, then that should be, to, like, let their expectations in. But, like, for me, family's a big thing, and if someone was withholding their family, like, that would not fly with me.
Yeah. Especially if they are really close with their family, but you don't ever get to meet these people that they're talking about.
Oh my God, that would eat me up alive. Yeah. I would not be able to handle that.
Yeah. To me, it's like, the guy's the one asking this question, but I think the girl needs to, like, have some conversations.
I mean, I understand wanting to hide, but at the same time, it's like, you either make a choice to have that relationship and bring people into it, or you got to keep it. Like, if I am not if I'm keeping you from my family, it means I don't like you. And I don't want to hear from my family about, like, I'm keeping you secret.
Or that your family will be like,
and this isn't long term. Yeah, this is not long term at all. I like see no future with you.
But, like, 5 years, to me, that feels like,
but how can you go 5 years without meeting someone's family? I would, like, that is next, like, that's pretty quick on my.
Yeah.
You learn a lot about someone once you meet their family.
Yeah. At least they're, like, immediate.
Yeah.
Family. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I kept reading.
Oh, no.
I was trying to summarize because it's a really long post, but it says, she lives with her family, so it's prevented us from doing a lot of things, like her staying at my house till the next day or vice versa, going on trips together, spending a night out together, going to birthday parties or friend reunions, doing the forbidden dance.
Wow.
But I'm just like, she's afraid that they might think she's a whore, blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, you got a lot that I think you need to navigate through and unlearning and deciding where you stand on things.
I also think he needs to look in the mirror and be like, are you willing to take on this task?
Yeah, that's true.
This, which is, like, awesome if you do, but, like, don't waste
your
time or her time thinking that this is a battle you can
You can't fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Recently, my wife has seemed off lately, not very physical, and just going through the motions, essentially. She left her computer open one day, and curiosity got the better of me. Oh. I saw messages from her and this person on Instagram, and essentially the convo started off with her saying that she's sad because she can't see this person on Saturday, either implying that they were planning to meet up another day as well. Then she got a new dress for an event. Wow. Then she got a new dress for an event we have, and she said that, oh my God, sorry.
No, you're good.
She got a new dress for the event we have, and she said she would send him pics of the dresses, like the guy on Instagram. She also said she feels like this person has been standoffish with her because anytime she says something cute, she feels like he shuts it down, which he claims he doesn't. All again over these Instagram messages. Also, I saw a message with her and her best friend where she mentioned his name. The friend sent a winky face, and the wife said he's just a friend, and her friend responded with, quote, LOL. I don't know if it's just me reading into this or if she could really be cheating. I don't know if I should try to gather more information first or confront her right away.
Oh boy.
Don't we love a little sneaky computer read?
Scandal. Yeah. My first thought is trust your gut. You know. Mm-hmm. You know what this means. You're not reading too far. You know. Mm-hmm. You know. Mm-hmm. You can give them the opportunity to respond if you want. I mean, I don't know how long they've been together. But you can ask. And if they get really defensive and, like, gaslight you and blah, 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 or, like, yeah, that's what's happening. I don't know. But if they are just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't dig for further information.
Yeah. You're only
I think you found what you needed. I also think the moment you feel the need to search through somebody's things is an answer in itself.
Yeah.
It's such a shitty situation to be in because it seems like it's a shame though, because there's been so many situations even in like other people's like lives that I know of where messaging is only going like a little, you know what I mean? Like it's not crossing too far of a line, but it's that emotional attachment where it's like very, very blurry and it can really hurt people's feelings. And like that's like, why are you with someone that you love and you're hurting their feelings even if you're not, like, fucking them?
Yeah, that's fair about, like, maybe they haven't really fully crossed the line yet.
Yeah.
But it's definitely heading down the road.
No, it's still horrible.
And, like, you gotta talk about it sooner than later.
Yeah.
Because it's only gonna continue, especially if they think that they're getting away with it. And, like, no one knows. Mm-hmm. The fact that the friend is messaging about them, like, that's wild to me.
I feel like you tell your friends, you know.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, if I was... I hope that this is never me. But if I was doing that...
You would want a friend to be like, stop?
I would want... Yeah, if I'm telling you what I'm doing, it's probably because I know I shouldn't be doing it and I need you to be like...
I need someone to help me.
Yeah. Otherwise, like, I'm not going to tell anyone and I'm just going to keep sneaking around. Mm-hmm. Because I would hope that I have good people in my life that
I wonder, did it say that they were married? Wife. And I would just confront. Yeah. I would just say something right away. And like, because the longer you hold it in, it's just gonna snowball. It's already gonna be hard now, but like if you're the kind of person or you guys are in the type of relationship where you can have an open conversation about what's going on, maybe why they're choosing to do that, you can grow from it. But it just feels like the longer you let it fester, it's just gonna get...
And you're gonna just keep making assumptions.
Oh my God, and it's gonna get worse, and it's gonna eat you alive.
Yeah.
That seems to be... I like saying that today. Eat you
alive. Okay, this one is me, 22-year-old female, about to be 23, has been in a long-term relationship with my boyfriend, 26, male. We both want kids, and I've wanted a family since I was little, but for me, I want to get engaged and married, then have kids. Not super traditional and don't believe in religion, but I just want to be married before I have kids. He, however, wants to have kids and then get married. We are perfect aside from this sore spot in our relationship, and I've told him that I have to be the one to carry the baby and basically sacrifice my life like during this prime time of my life to have a baby, and he wants me to compromise and just see if we can even make it happen.
I don't get it. Why? That's weird to me. It's weird that you would rather have kids first and then get married when they're both pretty, like, it seems like the commitment more is the kids.
Yeah. So why couldn't you commit to a marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're okay to have, you really want kids with this person, but you don't want to commit to her. You just want her to be your baby mama so that you can move on to do other shady shit. Yeah. Not other shit. God, I'm making up this whole story. You're probably not shady. You're probably a decent person. But it seems weird.
Yeah, I do think
it doesn't make any sense. What is the difference? You can easily get divorced. It's not like, who gives a shit.
Once you bring a kid into it, that's
there's
forever.
no going, there's literally no going back.
Yeah.
And you're fucking right. She is the one sacrificing her entire body and life for this. The least you could do is sign a fucking paper.
Yeah. Like showing that you're committed.
I want to know why. I wish there was more does it say anything about what his thoughts are?
No, he just says he wants me to compromise.
We
live together and have for 3 years. Money isn't really an issue. All of his sisters have kids already, so maybe he's feeling this pressure of wanting to have kids that.
Then what's the pressure?
The cousins can hang out
to not get married.
I have no idea. That's what this person should be bringing up, I think.
Yeah.
Of
it seems like a commitment issue.
Yeah.
And he has no idea anything about children then. If marriage is an issue, oh boy, just wait till you sign a lifetime contract with a screaming lifetime contract. Passionate about it.
No, that's really true. Yeah, I think that's the only argument there.
So dumb. I love people and their problems. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Hi, first time poster here. I'll try and keep this brief. I just need some advice. When my husband and I first started dating, we had a chat about this very subject, in quotes, anal, and we've said we're both against it. About 1.5 years into our marriage, he watched an adult video and became interested in it and brought up the idea, and I told him I still wasn't interested, but I would give it a decent shot for him. However, after I wasn't interested, and we agreed that was fine. They agreed that it was fine. I tried it and still wasn't interested and told him so. He dropped it off for a while and brought it back up 1 year later, so I figured, why the heck not? It's been 1 year. Maybe my feelings have changed. ... Nope, they haven't. He asks off and on throughout the years, despite knowing how I feel about it. And I give in because I know it makes him happy, but when he asks if I like it, I always tell him no, I don't. Now here we are going on 6 years of marriage, and he still wants me to consider how do I tell him this time in a way that he's actually going to sink in and that I don't want to do it anymore and I don't enjoy it. Again, relatable, because for some reason men have this disgusting obsession. It's it's not disgusting, but when you've had so many not great partners literally do nothing but talk about it, it ruins it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, maybe not on the podcast, but I've talked about it before in my life with people. It's not that I'm opposed to it. I feel like I'm a very open person.
Yeah.
But with someone that makes me feel safe and comfortable, why am I going to do it with someone who's let's have anal, let's have anal, let's have... no, fuck off. I said no, I don't want to do it. My vagina is perfectly fine. Thank you very much. I don't want to have to go through the process and do all... I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You should understand. I'm very passionate about it. And it seems weird to me.
I agree.
It's like they get hyper-focused. Mm-hmm. I don't understand.
I don't either. I think you could go about it 2 ways. One is you really need to talk about why you don't like it, what's uncomfortable about it, and is there anything that you can change about it to make it more comfortable?
Yeah, are you even lubing up? What are you doing here?
Are you eased into it?
Yeah.
Are you going straight for the butt before the vagine? What's happening?
Yeah. What are the steps here?
And really have an open and honest dialogue about it.
Yeah.
Or flip it and be why do you like it so much? What about it feels good? Why would you want to do that over vaginal intercourse? And is there something else we can do that would bring you that same sensation or pleasure? Really understanding why it is.
Yeah.
Or is it more the novelty of anal?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I feel you gotta come on.
Yeah, totally. I also think too get over it And also, like, he needs to, I don't know, that's horrible. But I think in terms they're married, and I want them to have a healthy, relationship. But I just think when you don't communicate with your partner, it leads to issues. And it seems like he is not listening, which is a problem. Like, that was a red flag for me, is that, like, she said it multiple times that she doesn't like it. And even in the post, it said, like, they've done it a few times now. I'm like, so you've expressed to him your dislike and he is still, like, not listening? Like, that doesn't feel great. Like, that's not super fun. So I don't like that. But also I'm like, how is she saying it? Because I hear it, of just like, not fully.
Like, it's not my favorite.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Whatever.
So,
and if she's been willing to do it again, then he's like,
oh, so
a little coaxing and we can make it happen. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think, having that. Just having a real deep conversation, which seems to be, like, the most important thing to do in a relationship and the thing that's the hardest thing to do, to have those, like, really difficult conversations. Mm-hmm. And, like, when it's already difficult for you to have open dialogue or hard conversations with someone or your partner, even if you trust and love and all of that stuff, but then to have it about sex, a conversation that's already can be, like, difficult for people to talk about, make people, like, really uncomfortable.
I feel like it's like a muscle. Like, you have to keep using it. And I think, like, when it comes to sex, like, if you never talk about it and then suddenly you're like, these are things I don't want, I feel like that can come off as, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're like, oh, I really like this is really fun, maybe not that type of thing, then it's like, oh, we can be comfortable and I know what you like and vice versa.
Yes.
Okay, what else do I got? This is a female, 31, in a new relationship and finding it hard to maintain friendships. I've been single for a long time since COVID, actually even before COVID, although I've been dating people casually on and off. So I've made friends that are in the same situations. My friends and I have bonded over trauma, dating, work, and men, etc. We have other interests as well, but dating is our number one source of entertainment. I have a friend in particular who has been having really bad luck when it comes to dating, and it seems to be playing on her self-esteem. Of course, we try to uplift her, but she's depressed, and I digress. She's a close friend as well, and we talk regularly. Recently, I've started seeing a decent man, and I find myself not wanting to share that with friends anymore. Part of it is me still figuring out my relationship, but the other part is I don't want to be that friend, especially when my close friend is struggling. How do I maintain my friendships that seem to be relationship centered without shitting on or sabotaging my own relationship?
Fuck, that's good.
I know.
That's a good one. I feel like if they're real friends, people should be happy about the situation. I mean, I've been on both sides where, like, I can see both sides of you kind of bond together and, like, this idea of, like, oh, there's no hope. And then one person's get hope and, like, the other friend is still really stuck in the shit. It's hard to, like, see their love. I also think sometimes, too, there are people out there that can be very insensitive with their love in a sense of, like, okay, yeah, I'm struggling, and now you're inviting them over all the time, and they're, like, snuggling and cutesiness all the time in front of me. Like, stop, it's rude, it's hurtful.
Yeah.
I don't think she's doing this. It sounds like she's really, really trying to be self-aware.
Yeah.
But also, like, damn, give a bitch a break. She's happy.
I know. My mind goes to, like, are they asking you about your relationship? Because I feel like if they ask, you should be honest and say. I feel like if this friend isn't asking, it's probably because they're, like, so on edge or just, like, unhappy that they don't want to know. And maybe that carries on, and then maybe that friendship fizzles out, which would be a bummer, or just, like, give them some space, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But, like, if they ask, you should be honest.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like that's conversations that you guys have regularly, so I would imagine they're wondering, how's your dating life? What's happening?
Or don't force it either.
Yeah.
You know, they don't always have to come over, or if it's, you know, you guys are going out, he doesn't have to come, you know, like, maybe keep it separate for a second, just to, my only thing, too, is the fear of, you don't want to completely drop all of your friends. Not saying that, you know, you should do that or that she's doing that, but just in case anything happens, you know?
Yeah. Well, and she said it's a new relationship, and what they call it, like, the 3-month rule or whatever. Like, I feel like give it a second before you start bringing him around, but in terms of just, like, talking about it, it's like, I want to know when friends are having good dates, as well as the crazy bad ones, and, like, what's going on.
I think, too, that me and so many people that I know have been wounded by relationships that the kind of person I am, if someone were to walk in and give me some sort of like affection and love, I'm probably going to fall for them right away. I would want the people that are, the real strong relationships in my life, like my girlfriends, to be a little bit involved, to maybe see things that I'm not, because we've experienced life. It's almost like, I hate to say it, but it's like an extra test for this guy to get through. Like, if you're worthy enough, which sounds bad, but like, you have to see the world, as I don't know.
I think that makes sense. Like, they're probably going to ask, like, the more difficult questions than, like, be like, why do you like him? What about him do you like? And just really understand, instead of sometimes when you're just dealing with it on your own, you're like, this person's amazing. And we have so much fun.
Yeah.
And they can do no wrong.
Yeah. Especially that beginning part of the relationship. So it's a hard position. Give it time.
Yeah.
I, 30-year-old female, feel very disappointed at my husband, 32-year-old male, on Valentine's Day. Hi, everyone. I'm seeking some advice on a situation that's been bothering me. My husband and I had an agreement to exchange gifts on special occasions. However, this Valentine's Day, despite reminding him beforehand about my desire for a gift, I ended up empty-handed while I had planned a thoughtful evening and even bought him a present. I understand that not everyone prioritizes gifts, but I had expressed my love language and desire for this gesture to my husband. It was disheartening to receive nothing, not even a flower or a card. When I not even a flower, a single flower. When I confronted him about it, he apologized and said he forgot. But what troubles me is that he knew I had already gotten him a gift, so why didn't he communicate if he wasn't planning on reciprocating? Why did he pretend to forget about it? He mentioned buying me everything I wanted when he becomes rich, but it's not about monetary value. For me, I just wanted a small token of affection, even something inexpensive, to show that he remembered or cared. I'm at a loss for what to do. How do I navigate this situation and communicate effectively with my husband about our gift-giving expectations?
My initial reaction when you read that, I was like, girl, it's okay. But then as you went on, I was like, oh, yeah. I don't think he sees you.
No. My same thing. I read the title and I was like, Valentine's Day triggered. I'm like, triggered. Like, the concept of that, for some, I think people get it's just a lot. So I was like, oh, I have to read. But just based on the situation or based on like the writing, I'm like, it just seems like there's a lot more going on, and you're hoping that maybe the gifts can patch things up. And now he's forgetting the gifts or not doing the gifts, and you're feeling really not seen. And yeah, he is.
She literally held his hand for an easy win. This is what would make me happy. Reminder, doesn't even need to be anything
and got
expensive.
Him a gift too.
Here we can both exchange. Like easy. But I think to your point, there's so many more layers underneath that. Like, if you're having to say that in the first place, there's other things that need to be worked on. And I have experienced, not like Valentine's Day, they didn't give me a gift, but just like, I would really love it if you texted me goodnight when you get home. Never do it, never do it, never do it. Remind. Hey, please, it would be really awesome. Like,
I'm sorry, I forgot. It's not that fucking
It's
difficult.
not, it's like, that to me is, I'm not a priority to you. You don't care.
Yep.
And you don't see me.
Yep.
And that's not going to work long term.
But are they married? I think so, yeah. I think they're together. Which is hard. Yeah, it's like so sad.
Yeah.
You really got to know the person that you are going to sign your life away to, it sounds like. I know that's not marriage, but like, god damn.
And I know that it's not always going to be like, oh yeah, we know each other, we're never going to change, it's going to be this way forever. But I feel like if you're having conversations and it's only getting worse, maybe try therapy, but at that point, like, I don't know.
I was really obsessed with this person for a really long time. This person in my life that I've known for a really long time. Like, I just have always loved this person so much. It wasn't until pretty recently when gifts were exchanged. And it's like, makes me, I understand how like people, it's a hard conversation because I don't want to be that girl, that woman having the conversation about a gift, but like, I love gifts. That is my type of love language. I love receiving gifts, and I need to be with someone that understands that is capable of writing notes. Like,
yeah.
you could be the most decent, nice, most handsome, loving man on the planet, but if writing isn't your thing, or like, you're never gonna like do that because of this, it's not gonna work for me. I don't like that. And so when like you effort or lack thereof in a gift, like, I can sense it, I can feel it, and I'm gonna read so much into it. I'm gonna like expand on it, on like how this means we're doomed. And that was a moment where I was like, fuck, we're really not compatible. You don't know me. It's sad.
No, it's very telling. I actually have this was near the end of our relationship. I had gotten him. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. I had gotten him boxing, which, like, okay, monetary aside, whatever. Wrote him this really nice card. He'd been expressing that he's like interested in doing like boxing classes or something. I called, talked on the phone, gave him my card. The guy was like, this is so nice. We've never had anyone do this. So I was like, he's going to love this. Paid for him to do the 1 month where he gets all the equipment. And I get that I was making more money. He was not. Show up on Christmas. He had just bought it like the day before. From the dollar section in Target, I like small things, like little things. He got me like a mini desk, like supply kit with like a mini stapler and like mini erasers and like, oh no. I'm like, at that point, just literally don't get me like, write a card, something else, because I'm like, this, what? What? I was like, this is something I would have bought myself at like
in fifth grade.
Book fair.
Not even in fifth grade. In fifth grade, I would have been
when you
like,
had the little pencil cases on your desk, and you would use those. I work on a computer. I'm not going to use any of these
stapler. You're like, I don't even use this. No, I know. It's so frustrating. Also, like, it's like the little things. Sometimes where it's like, let's just go for a drive, and we go to like, it's that kind of stuff that means so much, and like it just doesn't.
Yeah, it literally could have been like, I really like wanted to get you something. It's just not financially available for me right now, but I planned this date, or like, I want to go on this hike, or like,
yes,
I made this dedicated time. I set aside this dedicated time for us. I'm fully here, present with you. I love you.
Yep. Perfect.
It's great.
But sometimes it doesn't work.
No. Okay. My partner, male 43 of 16 years, has been taking Viagra without me, female 39, knowing. Should I tell him I know? They've been together 16 years. We've always had a healthy sex life, but recently they've been having issues. He sometimes can't get an erection, finishes too quickly, or can finish before he has even got hard. We have spoken about this. I'm 100% supportive, as always, and have talked to him about different things we can do to help it. Now, here's where I have a problem. We just had an amazing weekend, if you know what I mean, but he has been very overprotective of his wallet. Usually it's left about, and I have to help him find it. Being the nosy bitch that I am, I had a sneaky look in it, and I found a pack of Viagra. I don't have a problem with him having or needing this at all. We have both woken up today with big smiles on our faces. I just feel a bit hurt that he has to keep it from me. I don't think for 1 minute that he's cheating or anything like that. I know it's purely for his and my benefit. Do you think I should ask him about it?
My initial reaction is no. Is just give it some time. Like, I'm glad that they are having this dialogue, but I'm a nosy bitch too, and I would look for things and I would see it, and it's like, great, now you know. Maybe just like enjoy it. Maybe just kind of give him that. It sounds like you gotta treat him like fucking babies, you know? Like, give him that reinforcement and pat on the back, and maybe eventually he'll be able to like express to you that. I feel like for guys that's like triggering, and I feel like like if you come at him already like that might spread it into a bigger situation, whereas like if you just let him navigate it himself, it might be better.
Yeah, I think give it a second. I would fully be insecure if that was if I was the man and that was happening. But I also feel like if you've already been talking about like things we can do, like you've had these conversations, I feel like it's okay to bring up soonish. like, hey, it seems like things are working again. Did you, like, do anything, like, differently? It's like, why do you think, like, you know, bring it up, not in an accusatory way of, like, I know you're taking Viagra.
Yeah. But,
like, more of allowing them the opportunity to be like, yeah, I've been using Viagra and it's been helping me.
Yes.
Type thing.
That's better advice. Oh my gosh. Okay. So she's a female, 31, husband, male, 31, cheating on me if nothing physical has happened yet. My husband and I just got married in September. I found messages even as soon as 3 days after our wedding. He was lying about me. He had carried on a relationship with his female coworker. To my knowledge, nothing physical has happened, and that's what he keeps saying. However, he messaged her exclusively on Snapchat, so the entirety of the messages go away. He lies about who he hangs out with, and will just be with her, and he constantly, and I mean constantly, tells her how beautiful, stunning he thinks she is. He has made suggestions of how I could be more like her, though he doesn't know I know what he's doing. We fought for months about this, and every time he gaslights me and plays victim. His coworkers have called him out on it too. He still refuses to stop. His main thing is it's just flirting, and since nothing physical has happened, so he says, then it isn't cheating and nothing's wrong. Feels like more gaslighting though. So is it cheating if nothing physical has happened? Besides divorce, is there anything to be done about it?
Yeah, it's cheating. Are you kidding me? And like, get the heck out.
You want to know my fucking psycho bitch? This is a platform, I swear. You guys, anybody interested in dating me, just listen to this and that'll go away. I fucking go to the bitch. I don't give a fuck. I hate girls that go, like, if your other male coworkers are telling you, like, it's a known thing, which means, like, their relationship is known. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Leave him alone. I would reach out to her. I'd be like, what the fuck? What is your issue?
Yeah. To me, it's like, I don't want to be with someone who's doing that in the first place.
Me either, but I would just be furious. I mean, fully. Not to, like, twist it. Again, I say, like, why I hate when women are against women, but look at me, I'm about to go fight some imaginary bitch. Like, you clearly do not deserve... No. He does not deserve you. Yeah. And this relationship is going to go nowhere. He's lying. And I fully believe that cheating does not just have to be physical. In fact, I feel like the worst parts of cheating is the emotional part of cheating. Like, not saying a one-night stand is like, oh, that's okay, let it slide, it's not really cheating because there was, like, no emotional connection. Like, that's still very, very painful. But, like, when you are saying to another woman, your wife, no less, that she needs to start looking like someone else, or, like, drops hints, like, women are not dumb. Even if you're like, oh, you should wear red more, and you know that so-and-so wears red all the time, we know. Yeah. And it's so heartbreaking. Yeah. It's so heartbreaking.
Awful. You cannot change him, and so I don't think there's anything you can do to salvage that relationship unless he became a different person. Yeah. Like, bibbidi-bobbidi boop. Like, you take away the girl, he's probably going to go find another one.
Yeah, find like, some other reason to play victim and gaslight you.
Yeah, like, he clearly needs, like, this, like, constant attention, validation. Like, he has his wife, he has someone he can come home to, and he has the fun and the flirty and the play. Yep. And it doesn't work that way. Sorry.
Yeah. And I would fucking leave before he gets you pregnant.
Oh, that's good. There's so many good ones, and I feel like we can do multiple episodes on this.
I know.
But I feel like for the last one...
Oh my god, you took how many screenshots did you take?
There are so many, and they're all very different scenarios. And they're all ones that I, like, do want to talk about.
I only resonated with, like, some of the gifts ones and the cheating ones. Isn't that crazy?
Well, because it's just fascinating to me. Like, this one is talking about how, like, continuing to talk to someone that, like, is clearly not interested, but, like, you know, we already know the answer to that. So I guess for this last one, this is kind of deep. My husband, male 33, says he hates his life. How do I, female 32, respond? My husband is just always saying how trapped he feels. We have 2 small children at home, ages 3 and 4. When he comes home, he hates that he has to be trapped in one area of our house. He resents that we watch kids programs and that he can't unwind after work. He does not see the kids in the morning and only I can see you out of the corner of my
Sorry.
eye. And only has 2 to 3 hour window per day where he can interact with them. He instead spends all his time on his phone and only sometimes gives them any interaction. I brought it up before how upsetting it is that he says these things, especially around the kids. He then acts like he does not have a right to have his feelings. Over the weekend, it is not much better, always on the phone and retreating away whenever he can. He does sometimes dote or play with them, but only for short periods and with limited patience. I know he loves them, but he has a hard time giving up himself for them. Is there anything I can do or any advice you have? I also work full time, so I'm in a similar situation, and she like gets them ready and does all the things.
This is my literal nightmare. This is what I am afraid my life will look like if I followed like get married, find someone, get married, have kids right away. Like that is my fear. Yeah. Because that is like tale as old as time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would get your kids and run. Honestly, I just don't think it's gonna work. I don't think people are gonna change like that. And if you're resentment and the kids are already young and you're already full time, like I know divorced people don't want to do that and whatever. There's like love, but like this is how you feel stuck, and then 20 years of your life go by and you as a woman has forgot what it feels like to be like feminine and loved and respected and have like a decent, I don't know, have a partner. And it just seems like even though it's a harder decision, I seem to be having this conversation a lot recently. I would much rather like it just seems smarter to like, even though it's a harder decision, to be able to come home and feel like the space is home and you have your time and you can do whatever you want with it. And the people that come into your kid's life, whether it's like a babysitter, a grandparent, or someone that helps you out, is on like your conditions, rather than coming home every day hoping for a different person and showing up every day to the same person and constantly fighting and doing all of this therapy.
Like tiptoeing around them. Like they say they hate their life and you're trying not to like.
And also like what resentment towards your kids. This is another reason why I'm afraid to have kids, is because like I don't know, I have emotions like anger and guilt and resentment. Like what about if she gets to the point where now she's doing all of the work, which kids are a lot of fucking work. It's all on you. What happens if you snap and you need a break? And you start to feel like, then it's like the kids' lives are, not that they're in danger, but like that's inner child. That's how this shit starts. Yeah, you know?
It's true. Yeah,
maybe
it's not like
maybe therapy if that is something that he's willing to do. But like you signed on for this. There's no such. You have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. There's no such time as me time. Yeah, me time is us time, buddy.
Yeah, and I was thinking like, oh, maybe like when they start going to school. But if he's not even home during the day anyway, it doesn't matter because we'll all be home at the same time again. And, like, in the evenings, that's when it's family time. The only option I can see is, like, before you sign the divorce papers is, like, separating. Yeah. Like, if he wants to try it out and live in his little bachelor pad and see if he's happier that way.
And you too.
And you too. And, like, yeah, actually, this is working way better.
Yeah. Also, fuck you, dude. Kids programs are awesome. There's nothing sexier than those videos that pop up of, like, the families watching, like, Moana, like Disney, and like the dads are getting like emotional or like invested in it. Like kids TV, and they're awesome. They're good, like, oh my god. What's the difference between watching a kids program and scrolling through Instagram? Like you're staring at a screen, at least you're there chilling with your kids. Yeah. And your wife is happy. It doesn't seem like that difficult of a time.
I know. Yeah, when you're scrolling on your phone, you're just, like, seeing all the highlight reels of other people's lives. And that's probably where a lot of his resentment is coming from, of, like, look at all my friends, or look at all these people, like, living their life, and I'm at home while we watch kids shows.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to romanticize what you got yourself into. This is what you wanted. If not, why are you in this situation? Why did you put people through it? Yeah. She seems like she's trying. Good for her for working a full-time job.
I know.
But it just seems like you need to have it seems beyond a conversation. It seems like something bigger needs to happen.
Some drastic change needs to happen. Yeah, I agree.
And I would do it sooner rather than later, before those kids grow up. God, kids. Fucking.
Well, this is our relationship advice episode. Highly recommend going on the relationship subreddit.
It's entertaining.
And reading. You'll probably find things that you can relate to. And be also very thankful that you're not in certain situations.
Yeah.
Because, wow. If you like this episode, let us know. We can do a part 2. Find some other crazy ones. I kind of want to do one on, like, kinks.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll do that. The more, like, rated R version.
Yes.
To let us know, go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Polite as Fuck Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review, and see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.